Hey, hello, good morning everyone, and here I am with a new video of SQL, that is of primary keys and foreign keys. You might have already heard about this, or else no problem. I'll try and explain you in detail. What are these two? In simple terms, together put, primary key and foreign key are just the rules or constraints that we are trying and imposing on the columns of the tables. Just rules on the columns. There are certain rules, you need to follow these rules, or else you won't be able to perform an operation on the table as well. So what are these rules and how do we imply these rules on the tables columns? Let's see. So we have a particular criteria today. What criteria? There's first in your college, and for the first only the students of your college are allowed, no outsiders. Using this particular rule, let's try and create a table, try and impose this rule on that particular table as well. Okay, let's create a table first. School database, and try and create a new table. Let's say college. Let's restrict to just two columns, that is roll number, that is integer, comma, name, that is varchar of, let's say, 20. So this is how we create a normal table, right? But we are not trying and creating a normal table. We are trying and creating a table where we are imposing a key or a constraint on a particular column in this particular table. Primary key's main rules are the column value should be all unique. That's right. Every roll number column values are clearly unique. You might be having a roll number that nobody else in your college might be having. That's for sure. One is the unique values. The other is there's no other person should have null value as a roll number. These two are the primary constraints. No table should exist with two or more primary keys. There should only be a single primary key in the entire table. That's how it should be. So let's try and start with giving the primary key to roll number. Primary key. Okay, we are trying and impose the primary key constraint on roll number. Let's try and create this particular table. Yeah, created. Let's add few values into this particular table. Insert into college. Let's make our life easier. Let's say as A. Okay, these are the students that we do have in our college. Let's have 10 students. Yeah, done. These are the values that I am trying and inserting in this particular table college. Okay, let's execute this. Executed. Let's try and see what are the values that we have in our particular college. Yeah, from starting 1 to 10 we have 10 people with roll numbers 1 to 10 and with names able to 1 to till J. Yeah, that's right. So as per the primary key constraint, did we do anything wrong? No, we have given everything as unique from 1 to 10 and no null values given. We have given the unique values. No primary key has been given to any other column except for roll number. There's only single primary key. No other restriction has been broken. Let's try and see to break a restriction in this particular case. Let's try and insert a what? Insert into college values, let's say 7 comma z close. Let's try and insert this particular value into the original table. Oh, what does it say? Let's read the error completely. Duplicate entry 7 for key college.primary. Yes, one of the rule is what? There should be only unique values in all the rows of the table. This particular entry is trying and prohibiting that particular role, so it has not been inserted into the table. Let's try and see one more condition where we are trying to give the value as null. Does it take it? No. Column roll number cannot be null. This is how these two conditions are working. They are restricting from the values to be inserted into the table. Now moving on to the foreign key. What is a foreign key? Foreign key is also a constraint that we are trying and imposing on another table in reference with the primary keys table, right? This might sound confusing for now, but let's take the criteria again. Let's take the example again. Through the example or through the criteria, we'll be able to figure out what foreign key actually is, and we will be able to map between the primary key and foreign key as well. If you remember, there's a constraint for us. This is an enrollment process for the concept. People should enroll. Also, people should be of our college. So for that, let's try and create a table for the enrollments. Create table enrollment. Let's take the same thing. Roll number, comma, name. So will that do? No, it doesn't. How do we link this particular table so that enrollments should only be of our college? How? We should reference this particular roll number with the primary keys table student with the column of that particular roll number. Don't get confused. I'll just explain you in detail. Let's see. How do we do that? Let's write foreign key. What is a foreign key? This particular column. This particular column is the foreign key. Write it as roll number. What does it reference to? References. Mention the table name. College. College what column? The same roll number column again. This is the syntax for creating a relationship between the two tables. We are creating a foreign key in this table for the roll number column, and it should reference the table college and the roll number column as well. So this is how you create and establish a connection between the two tables. Let's try and execute this part. Has been created. Let's take a few enrollments into this table. Insert into enrollment values 1, A. Does it take? Yes, it does. The enrollment has been taken. Let's try and give another enrollment. 2, B. Yes, it takes. But what's the criteria? These are the students that do already exist in our college table. So it is with no problem taking the values and inserting into the particular table. But if in case someone outsider like me comes and try and intrude into the privacy of getting into concept, so what does it do? Me being with roll number some 101 or let's say 420 with name Z comes and try and intrude into their concept. What does it happen? Let's see. No, the security guard has picked me up, has thrown me out of the college. Cannot add or update a child row because a foreign key constraint fails. Why is it failing? Because 420 doesn't exist in the primary table. That's why it is failing. If I try and add something which is already there in the table, will I be able to do that? It's obviously I'll be able to do that. 3 C. Yeah, it gets inserted because it is following the constraint of the foreign key. It is as simple as that. Primary key is something which we actually create to just verify and validate all the values in the certain column that we have given the primary key should be unique and not null, and there should be only one primary key that exists in the entire table. There should be no multiple. Foreign key is simple as establishing a connection between the primary key table and the foreign key table through a particular column where it says no other value should be inserted into the foreign key table which is not there in primary key table. That is as simple as that. Now that with the definition and with the example and with the criteria, you might be easily getting it. Let's try and see the foreign key table as well. Yeah, these are the values that have been inserted into the enrollments table as well. We should understand enrollment table is just the table which exists on the basis of the primary key table. In order for this table to exist as a foreign key table, primary key table should exist as well. That is of primary keys and foreign keys. So try and handle few scenarios from your end as well. Try and have a primary key, have a foreign key, insert few values into the primary key table and see if the foreign key accepts the values which are not in the primary key table as well. This is the base of the relationship between two tables. While we try and understand what our joins actually are, this acts as the base foundation for us. Please understand, please practice, and if you have any doubts in this particular concept, try and ping me on the comment section. I'll be able to explain it to you or respond to you back promptly. Thank you, that's it for today, and hopefully you might have learned few things from this video. Thank you, have a nice day. See you in the next video. Bye.